I'm Professor Dag, and please enjoy these 31 tales from the creep.
Chapter 4. The Year. I was only 6 years old in the year 1988. I was a late register, so I had just started kindergarten that year. It must have been tough as a kid to be able to play around all the time out in the woods and the yard and hanging out with my dogs and cats all day, and suddenly having to go somewhere and spend all day with other kids that weren't familiar. It must have been all right because I got used to it though. Going to school at that age was tough probably, but even tougher was having to ride the bus at that age. Early in the morning I would wait at the top of our long driveway, far away from the house. An old cedar tree stood beside the corner of the drive and the main road. It provided a safety net from the openness of the main road. And of course there was the whole stretch of woods that ran across the front of our property, and across from us was the old Allen farm. Wide open fields where the cows would let out their moos and beautiful cloud formations could be witnessed. Across the road in the other direction were the Walkers' property. An old blue wooden house stood near the road, and they had a stretch of land beside it that ran along the road that they used for a garden. And directly beside me was my Uncle Brian's property. His house stood a bit back on the land with apple and pear trees spread out across in the front. One morning I was waiting on the bus when I heard a car coming down the road. I backed up a bit, waiting for it to go by like Mama always told me to do. It sounded slow, and it was taking its time coming. So I waited till it finally appeared in the early mist. Its headlights were a dim light, and I could barely make out the kind of car it was. As it got closer, I could see that it wasn't a car, but a truck. A strange-looking small truck. It neared our driveway at a slow snail pace. As I looked at the truck, I saw the driver looking at me with wild eyes, long stringy blonde hair, and his mouth open wide. I was startled by his appearance and backed away some more. The driver started to say something, but I turned and ran as fast as I could back to the house. To this day, no one knows who it was and why that little red truck was driving down our road.